Hey y'all, I grew up in a family where guns were never an uncommon occurrence. Almost everyone in my family, extended and all, has guns in their houses. It was never a shocking thing, it was more so a way of life. It was a southern thing, I guess. In my family, your safety is a higher priority than anyone else's. I've been told from a young age that some people in this world are crazy. Some people in this world have no interest at all for whatever happens to you, only for themselves. And that is why sometimes we have to think the same way. I also know that not everyone is in the right mental state to use a gun. That has caused many of the recent headlining mass shootings. A person not in their right mind getting a hold to a gun. That is why my opinion on guns, and others may disagree, but we need them. Yes, guns can kill, but also can almost anything else. Guns are necessary for our safety. I grew up learning how to use a gun to defend myself, but not to attack someone. I believe that knowing this is important because your words can always get you out of every situation. NCBI reporters say that 60% of mass shooters since 1970 have displayed symptoms including acute paranoia, delusions, and depression before committing their crimes. For example, a few years back in Colorado, movie theater shooter James Holmes was seeing a psychiatrist specializing in schizophrenia before he opened fire in a crowded theater. That is almost 50 years of guns getting into the wrong hands and people paying the ultimate price for it. This is what makes you question, how are these mentally ill people getting a hold to these guns? I researched the gun laws for multiple states and found that in our own state of North Carolina, a background check is only permitted for the purchase of a handgun, but there are no background checks for any long guns. James Holmes went into that movie theater with an AK-47, which is indeed a long gun. He killed 12 people and injured 70. All he needed to do was be 18 years old to get that gun. The problem is not how dangerous these guns are. The problem is how easily the wrong people can get them. I propose keeping guns accessible because they are necessary, but stronger background checks are needed. 60% of mass shootings in the last 50 years were done by mentally ill people. If we strengthen the background checks and keep the guns out of the wrong hands, hundreds, maybe even thousands of these shootings could be prevented. I understand that a completely peaceful society is ideal, but that will never happen. People are instinctively violent. I would never want to shoot somebody, like never, but not everyone thinks that way, and I don't want to be the victim trying to play Mr. Nice Guy.